Central Member of Parliament, the Honorable Kennedy Kwame AGYAPONG. And you don't use the Kwame a lot, do you?
No, I don't mind at all.
You don't?
Yeah, I prefer Kwame AGYAPONG
to Kennedy.
Yeah.
Yeah?
If I don't like Kennedy, that's why I make it short, Ken.
Ken, why don't you like it?
When I went to America, anytime you mention Kennedy, he's up there.
He's up there.
They're looking for some white, rich politician.
Well, but you turned out to be one. Not white, but
no.
A very vibrant politician. And rich.
No, I'm not. I'm not rich. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet.
Really?
No. When I get to the target, then I'll say I'm rich.
What's your target?
At least before I die, I should be a billionaire. That's all.
So you're not a billionaire?
Oh no, not in dollars.
Oh, you're a billionaire in CD terms, not in dollar terms. Okay.
So I'm not there yet.
We'll be praying for you to get there.
Hallelujah.
Anyway, so we still want to talk about corruption. We know how active the president was in the run-up to the elections on the issue of corruption, and how unhappy a lot of you were with the previous administration's fight against corruption. Now you are in office now, it's almost a year. What do you think so far about the fight against corruption? Has anything changed?
Yes. What has changed is that, anyway, let me say this. Ghanaians think we are being slow to prosecute. But the other flip side is that you don't want to rush, take people to court and lose cases. So you have to do thorough investigation so that when you are going there, you know that you're going to win this case. That is why they've prepared a lot of cases. I don't have to mention to you. So I'll plead with Ghanaians to have patience. That definitely.
But are you patient?
In terms of diligence, yes.
Okay.
That is why I am not. But frankly speaking, it's still been slow.
Well, what are you expecting that's not happening?
Yeah, I mean, by now, we should have a couple of guys on trial to defend themselves. Let the whole world know what they've done. Okay? Corruption in this country. And I want to state this clearly, that my observation and experience tells me that Ghanaian is naturally born bad.
What does that mean?
Ghanaian is naturally born bad because all of us here doing this program, one way or the other, our attitude and mindset, our attitude and mindset makes it difficult for the country to progress. Okay? So when you talk of corruption, it is not only the politician taking money from government coffers. It is also the civil servant who cooked the figures. An item that cost 10, he agreed to make it 100. So he's also part of it. Okay? When you go to GH1, you call?
Yes.
GH1. A cameraman is going out there. He takes the battery, gets there and says there's no battery. The company has to go and buy a battery. I'm not saying they are doing, I'm giving you examples of why all of us are naturally born bad.
Yeah.
Our attitude and the mindset of Ghanaians, every time they are thinking of duping somebody.
Is it because the system is hard? They think the system is hard and money is hard to come by?
Money is hard to come by, I agree. But my sister, in America, the few people that have money, you see them enjoying and making America possible. But majority of the people, can you believe that still some people in America make $200 a week and paying rent of $500? Europe, America is far better than Europe. I was in Europe about 4 months ago, and the stories are pathetic. Ghanaians over there cannot even save 100 euros a month. But he has no opportunity to go and steal. Because the systems are working. In Ghana, systems are not working. That's what I mean by everybody. We are all naturally bombarded. Instead of thinking of development for our nation, we are thinking of making ourselves rich at the expense of the country and the poor people in this country. So every opportunity given to an individual in this system wants to find foul means to make money within the shortest possible time. It's a canker, and I'm telling you that. That's why I'm saying all of us are naturally bombarded. We don't think of the nation. We think of ourselves first. And that is dangerous. That is dangerous because if you make money within 8 years as a politician, people refer back to when you were campaigning, where you were coming from. How did you get this? Because of that, a lot of politicians who steal don't use the money to do anything. They keep it in the banks. Because of that, banks in Ghana here will leak information to some of us. They take the money to Dubai. Now, safe haven is Dubai. You have been going there all the time, so you know. The Ghanaians who have all their properties, NDC, I know all of them. I have it lined up.
They have properties in Dubai.
Yes. Although I'm against corruption, I don't find a problem with a Ghanaian who has even stolen and still invested it in this country than those who steal and go and keep it in US, Europe, Dubai, wherever.
And you think that's what the previous administration officials, some of the officials did?
Yes. And giving opportunity to this government, some of them, if they make the money, they'll go and put it there. So I'm not blaming only NDC. I'm saying that our mindset. Okay, I learned something from Dangote. That day I felt so bad, but in my case it's a bit different, but I've learned my lesson. You know, I listened to his interview and he said he doesn't have a house anywhere in the world except Nigeria. Wherever he goes, he stays in a hotel, does whatever he does, and he goes away. I felt guilty because I have about 8 houses in America. And because I live there. But the flip side, which helps me to change my mindset from his statement, is that today this one to go and twist.
I don't twist anything you say. I never twist anything.
I bought properties in this AU village.
Yes.
And one property, okay, say two of them is equivalent to the deposit I made for a property in America.
Two.
Yeah, two. The cost of two properties in AU village is equivalent to the deposit I put on a property in America.
Right.
Today, I make $7,000 from those two properties here. And I pay a mortgage of $7,400.
On the one in America?
Yeah, the one in America. So I sat there and said, I checked. When I went, I checked. I bought it in 2007. It means, and I've paid about $960-something thousand. The actual mortgage is $750. Still, I have $630 to pay. It means the $960,000, only $120 has gone to reduce my mortgage. Whereas in Ghana here, my money, the same amount of money, gives me $7,000.
So you're better off investing?
Yeah, I'm better off in Ghana.
Yeah.
So this time, I look at them when they are in Dubai, this will go away. I go to America. I even want to sell those properties because I'm not making money. Whereas here, you know, that kind of money, I could have gotten some rent out of it. So I learned something from that. I know more. But I also want to defend the people who have been investing outside. They are investing outside because of insecurity. The successive coups in this country have always targeted successful people. Okay? Everybody who made money from Buzia in Nkrumah's time, Buzia's time, AGYAPONG is tagged corrupt. The soldiers dealt with them drastically. Poku Transport, Kwewus, Boaches, and all those things. The way ex-President Rawlings treated them in 1979-81 coup. That is why people steal the money and take it outside.
But we've come, you know, from that era. It's been decades, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been decades, but you see, it's a pass-on history that I'll always tell my kids. I'll tell my kids that, look, I was doing ABCD, but because of this, I lost everything. So be careful what you do.
Okay.
Okay? But I don't have that problem. Okay. I'm not scared. So be it.
Okay.
If I die,
so what do you think about the president's fight against corruption? Is he on the right track?
Yes, on the right track, because I can tell you, I went to bid for a contract. I have the previous quotation, which is 277 Ghana cedis a litre under NDC government. NPP, they said 135. Look at the difference. About 142 cedis. I bid for a tender, street lights. The lady sat there and said, it won't fly. $250 for this light? Hell no. I can only go for 160. My sister. 250 to 160. How much difference? It's about $90 difference. Okay? So we are getting value for money. In short, that is what I want to say. You might not see it now, but later on you see that we have value for money. I'll give you one example. When you go to roads, some people, the latter part, that is December something, when NDC lost power, they started selling certificates to people who do not even have contracts to go and take money. I'm telling you, whatever I say, please go back and cross-check if I'm lying. Because I'm always arguing with Alhaji Bature and he says, bring evidence, bring evidence. You go to the Minister of Roads and Highway and ask if what I'm saying is true or not. Some project, they exaggerated the price of $150 million. Do you know what $150 million can do for Ghana in terms of development? NPP fighting corruption will be slow. Why I'm saying that is that I know people who has milked this country now is staying outside Ghana, taking me to court. I want to meet him personally. And that day he'll be arrested at the airport. We are being slow for him even to get nerves to go to court.
The media station where you made that pronouncement has apologized to him. They distance themselves from
I'm not checking out. I'll go all out. There's another guy who actually wanted to bribe the boss guy $1 million to do the contaminated now got nerves. I'll have it here. I don't know, it's in my car to take me to court. Somebody call me, OKFM, that something Graham. Graham. I'll face all of them and I'll bring them to the clearance. Because I have enough evidence to bring everybody. And what they are doing is that they have planned, take him to court, take him to court, take him to court to distract him. I got enough time to face this. They are thieves. And this is Ghana. I go to my constituency and somebody just, look, one girl was going to Institute of Journalism here. When I got there, the way she was speaking, I said, hey, from this village, good English like that, I asked her, what do you want to do? She said, I want to go to Institute of Journalism. I said, wow, let me see. How much? 1,800, my sister. When I gave the money, the girl just did this. Yes. So I went back and I wept. I said, wow. When I look at the figures, the monies that people have stolen in this country, and this girl, 1,800, did this cross the sign. That alone will not me stop. I'm not scared of any Ghanaian here. The truth will prevail at all times. And you see, they are not lucky. During NDC's time, any allegations are made, they were true, but they were suppressing information. This time, we are in power, we can't suppress information. So they are being fools to even go out there, because I'll come after them. And look, I sit here, national security, the information I have, national security doesn't have. Because people don't have opportunity to go to national security to tell them what they know. I have opened my door. They bring the information, I go around and check. And it's true. So, fighting corruption will be slow. Though we have enough evidence to take all of them to court. But the other side that is, well, let's get all the documents right before we go there. It's been passed and gone, but I can ask one question. I'm not after him, but I want to give you one example. If Ibrahim fails to pay his duties on his cars, comes back and admits after 2 years that yes, I didn't pay. Now I'm going to pay and pay 14 million. Do you leave him? Do you leave him? The man who did not pay. And now, when you look at the system, the economy, and the depreciation of our currency, if he has to pay in 2015, 14 million, and 2017 pays 14 million, tell that to the dogs. You see, so many things are going on in this country. When I look at the ordinary people, the way they suffer, a guy brought his bill here. And what he actually, the guy who came for the money, I wanted to check that he's the one because I don't know him. He brought his pay slip, a letter from Ministry of Education, and his ID. When I checked, the guy makes 412 Ghana cedis. Then I asked him, I said, wow, how are these guys surviving? Then I see a contract where prices have been bloated over 1,000 times. I can't stand it. The system, if NPP does the same thing that NDC did, will collapse the country. Will collapse it. Because it's terrible. The profit margins were so huge. And it was orchestrated, planned with the civil servants. Because the minister alone cannot sign. That is why I'm saying that we are all naturally bombarded. You first focus on politicians. Well, maybe because
it's convenient, isn't it?
Right, it's convenient. But check down there and see that we are all naturally bombarded. We need people to take this nation at heart. I love money, but money is not all.
Because you have it in abundance, so you say it's not.
No, it's not all. It's not all. Money is not all. But in most cases, yes, it makes it convenient for everything that you want to do. But don't let it get into your head that you have money and therefore you own the whole world. You're a loser and you'll be a fool to think like that. Okay. So let us, whatever we also get, you keep talking, you have money, you have money. I don't have money because I'm not able to help all the people that come to me. I should be in a position to help people. And look,